offer to split gas, or they'll post on like
they'll
Craigslist or
post,
something like that.
Yeah, they'll split gas.
And they'll be like, hey, I'm driving on this day at this time from this place to this place. Like $20 split gas kind of thing if they're going long distance. And I did that once from Vancouver to Kelowna, because hitchhiking out of Vancouver, British Columbia is a difficult city.
To hitchhike out?
Yeah, because it's a large city.
Oh, I know. I've been there.
It kind of turns into more and more suburbs of Vancouver.
Yeah.
And you can't hitchhike on the highway. You have to hitchhike on on-ramps. So at that point, I hadn't really tried. I'm from Vancouver, and I can always find a ride on the ferry.
Yeah.
Ferry to Vancouver, you can find rides every single time, like all the way to the Okanagan, to central BC. It's easy. But once you're actually in Vancouver, it's a bit tougher. I found a decent-ish spot now, so I wouldn't ride share out again. But I always prefer to get a ride right through Vancouver. I like Vancouver, but I'm trying to hitchhike. It's not the best city for it. But if traffic's slim, then
traffic on here is never too great. Maybe on the weekends or something. Yeah. Lots of good places to stop off and camp.
Yeah.
It's an amazing stretch of road. So, do you get more rides in Canada than you do in the U.S.?
I've had no problem getting a ride in the U.S. Like, I think my longest wait on this trip's been just over an hour. And like, it was pouring out rain. I'm still like not sure whether rain really helps. I think it hinders a little bit, because on one hand, like, maybe people want to help you out because like you look miserable and wet out there. But on the other hand, you're a stranger who's soaking wet on the side of the road. Maybe you don't want that in your car.
Yeah. Probably.
So I think it leans more on the side of, I don't want to pick up this soaking wet human being that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I feel like rain was kind of holding me back there. But
yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, like, rides have come quick. People have been friendly. Like hitchhiking, I think the USA kind of has a bad reputation too. That, like, whatever, it doesn't really deserve it, for the most part.
Well, yeah. I mean, would you say probably 99 out of 100 rides you get are all good, you know?
Yeah.
If you've got 100 rides, there'll probably be one or two that you're like, felt uncomfortable or sketchy in, you know? That you gotta do for the most part,
Yeah, in my life, most rain. Usually people on vacation don't pick you up. People that are like,
really?
Especially if they have kids, but
yeah, the kid thing, I guess that's right.
That makes sense.
I would have picked you up, but it hadn't been approved by my wife, because I went to pick up somebody probably about a week ago. I was with my wife. No, was it in Alaska? No, I think we're down here. But anyways, we just came back from Alaska. I saw someone. I was like, oh, we should give them a ride. She's like, no, we're not giving my ride.
She's the final say.
Well, my daughter's in the back seat, and she was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, she was.
How old's your daughter?
She's 8.
8. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
She's just like, no, we're not giving them. And they look fine. They like they're being safe or whatever.
Yeah.
It was raining that day too. I felt sorry for it. I was like, oh, it's raining. It's miserable outside. So like I said, probably 99% of the time my family's in here, I do not give people rides.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense, and I'd probably do the same thing. Yeah. Even though I've hitchhiked so much, like, when I do drive, I pick up almost everyone, because I've been in that position a lot, and I want to return the favor.
Now, the worst person I picked up was a homeless schizophrenic guy.
Okay, yeah,
that was bad judgment on me. I couldn't, like, I was like, it was quick, you know, and it wasn't this time, it was in Alaska, when I was working up there in the 90s, and I was like, and he wanted to ride all the way down. It was going to be like 3 hours in the car with this guy, but he reeked so bad, like, it was bad, and so I didn't tell him how far I was going. So he just said he got in the car. It's like, hey, I need a ride down to Soldotna. And I was like, oh, okay, we can give you a ride. And then once we got in the car, you know, because I could tell once he opened the door, I was like, oh god, I should stop for this guy. I really shouldn't have. But so we rode about 50 miles together. And that was I mean, he didn't say like two things to me the whole time.
Just sat there.
Yeah, just sit there. Always make
But did
the
you?
person put their stuff in the back. That's like a rule, like with me. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If I'm in my truck, I tell them to put it in the very back.
Yeah.
It's got to cover over so their stuff's not going to get wet. But that's kind
You
of.
don't want them to have access to all the.
Yeah, I mean, just most people are pretty cool about that. Like you said, I'll just throw my stuff back here.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some rules to hitchhiking.
Now you said that ride was supposed to be like 3 hours, but then you said 50 miles. So
I only
you,
took him 50 miles.
What,
I was
did
like,
you-
oh,
did
I'm
you
going.
pick
It was
him
like,
up?
no, I dropped him off, and then I
Okay.
was like, I just went and got some coffee. I drove up. I was in Girdwood, so that's about 45 miles from Anchorage, and so I just stopped and dropped him off 45 miles. I was like, and then I went and got some coffee at this place, and then he was still standing out there, and I turned, and I felt bad, but I was like, there's no
you had
way
enough.
I can do the rest of this trip with you, dude. There's just no way.
Yeah.
So,
What's the longest ride you got when you were hitchhiking?
So the first time I went to Alaska, I hitchhiked from Girdwood down to Soldotna, which was about 2.5 hour, 3 hour ride.
Yeah.
And got dropped off. I rode when I was at a I was eating a sandwich and start talking to these people because they were talking about going to Soldotna, and I was like, would you mind giving me? Or I just went up to them. I overheard them talking, and they were in an RV, a very nice RV.
Yeah.
They gave me a ride. They were pretty cool. But it was an older couple, just man and wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty clean cut. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't look like it.
And
on the street for a couple months.
yeah, like I purposely present myself in a certain way when I'm traveling, and I try to stay clean cut. Now I'm getting kind of stubbly, but like I try to be like shaven, look clean, even if I'm not
Hair's
that clean.
combed.
Yeah, like
your clothes are, clean, or they're not all rags and stuff.
So it is all about how you present yourself, which sounds kind of shallow, but like someone's got max 5 seconds seeing you to make that snap decision.
Yeah.
Whether that's someone I want to sit next to in my car or not, this complete stranger. So make a good 5 second impression.
Now my wife wouldn't have picked you up. She doesn't pick up anybody.
No. And
So,
I get that.
that was gonna be my next question. So I bet 90% of your rides are probably from other males.
Yeah,
So,
I think I tell people like it's about 15% of my rides are women. So yeah, you're right, around the 10% mark. But like just 2 days ago, I got picked up by 2 girls just on a 2-day little vacation from where they live near Portland, and they drove me from Yakats to Florence. We hung out, had dinner, skipped some rocks, hung out. Then they offered me a place to stay at their Airbnb. So I stayed in
it was just
there.
getting better.
So I stayed at their Airbnb. So like you just never know. You get all different kinds of people hitchhiking. But yeah, statistically, the most common is just one guy driving by himself. And, he used to hitchhike, or usually it's like they hitchhiked at some point in their life, or they used to hitchhike a decent amount.
Yeah,
They're
I would
returning a favor, kind of have that experience. They know what it's like to be there.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, my wife has never hitchhiked, so she doesn't know what it's like to be without
be out
being
there,
able to be trying to catch a ride somewhere.
But the thing is, like, if you're gonna do it like recreationally for fun, like you have to be a patient person. You can't be mad when people don't pull. Like even if they're going the right direction, even if they have room in their car.
I've had people flip me off before.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And it just doesn't really. I don't understand it, but it doesn't bother me. I'm just like I probably didn't want to ride with you anyway, based off of that. So.
Exactly. So this is Gold Beach.
Gold Beach.
Yep. That's the Rogue River.
What a beautiful area.
Oh man, this place rocks. It's a nice area. Yeah, I'm a little bummed to be leaving actually. I'm excited to go to Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska seems like it'd be pretty cool.
Oh man, it's super outdoor. Just like stuff we like to do. So yeah, there's these little towns and stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff around here.
Yeah.
Some outdoor stuff. Have you ever going through these town? Have the police ever bothered you or whatever? You ever had any issues?
You know, I haven't had any problems with the police in the U.S. I've had, I got detained in Japan hitchhiking.
Yeah, but detained in Japan?
For the better part of a day. I never got a ticket or anything like that. I just, due to the language barrier and miscommunication, I got dropped off in the spot where it was illegal, and I knew that as soon as I got dropped off. I'm like, oh crap. And it was like right next to the highway patrol office at like a toll exchange on their fancy toll highway, which is a really nice highway.
Is that the one that has like a buddy of mine was telling me like some of the highways over there, they have like at they have the road, so it makes like they got little indentations in the road that you drive over, and it's supposed to be like a harmony of like a song or something like that.
I don't think I went over, but I believe it. Like that sounds
crazy.
Sounds like something they do in Japan.
Yeah, he's like, man, I've never. He was telling me about it. So I want to go over there and go skiing. So get skiing.
I've heard that. Yeah. And you ski quite a bit here.
Yeah.
When you get the opportunity.
Yeah, when I get a chance. Best skiing here is over in Mount Bachelor, over to smaller places, Mount Ashland and Mount Shasta, and then backcountry around Crater Lake area.
You ski tour?
Backcountry?
Backcountry ski touring, yeah. Like throw some skins on.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You do that?
I was.
I mean, you're in like the perfect place.
I know. I spent a year working for an outdoor store in Calgary, and almost everyone that worked there was ski tours.
Yeah.
And then, like, a year later, like, I was gonna stay working there for a bit, but then the store shut down. But like, there was so much, not pressure, but like opportunity to like get into that because of the like, you already had this group of people that you could just go out with at any time. I just never, like, I would have had to invest like $2,000 in gear, and then
that's expensive stuff.
even with discount, like I worked in the industry, and I had to get my AST avalanche safety training one as well, because no one will go out with you, or at least without that. And I don't want to go out without like, you want to ski with people that if you get
in trouble,
if you got trouble, you want to know those people are capable of helping you out. Yeah. So, but yeah, it sounds like it'd be amazing. I grew up skiing because I live like 30 minutes. I was on Vancouver Island. We've got like one major hill and one small local hill, and I was like 30 minutes from the major hill. So a lot of people grew up skiing there.
Cool. We went. We took a tour over there. We went kayaking for not this last couple of years, but I used to go kayaking in BC, like whitewater kayaking. So done a lot of the rivers and stuff. But my wife and I took a short trip, and daughter took a short trip with a ferry over to Vancouver Island, and is it Tofino Beach?
Yeah, on the west coast there. People go surfing and everything. Yeah. Gorgeous area. You go through like Cathedral Grove, which has some really beautiful forests and stuff like that. So
spent a couple of days down there. It was nice. Probably do that again on the way back up, I guess.
It's my home. You can ski and surf on the same day. I guess you can kind of do that around here too.
You could get away with that here. Yeah, you just have to be on your game. You'd have to drive. You'd have to drive a little bit. But I mean, these mountains will. Like a month ago, it was snowing on this road, which it doesn't happen very often because it's pretty much at sea level. But there was places that accumulated a couple inches. It was pretty treacherous driving actually on this road. But yeah, for the most part, it doesn't really stick.
Or any snow rather. We got a lot of rain.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
temperate rainforest, all that. But not much snow. Barely gets below zero ever.
Yeah, same here. Mostly in the wintertime, it's like 40 degrees, I would say, would be probably the average low temperature. High temperature in a day is like 51. I mean, no more than about 10 degree change. But yeah, it's about the same here.
It's been the other thing I'm trying to adapt to is Canadian. We do our temperature in Celsius and our speed in kilometers. So I'm trying to convert. And when I'm telling people about distances, I automatically default to kilometers. I'm like, I think in miles, right?
Yeah, I know.
So it's been both ways. I'm like 51 degrees. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of get an idea, but yeah, it's a learning process. Yeah.
I mean, I use it in healthcare every day. You know,
All healthcare is
all
in
healthcare
metric.
is metric.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be. Some of these little hospitals are yet to convert over to
Oh, okay.
metric system.
Like Canada's don't know. Just saying 5 foot something. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems to mean more in my mind than
I think so.
saying 180 something.
Centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to write a book after this, huh? Hitchhiking around the world and some.
Yeah.
Been to Japan.
2015 was my around the world trip.
Oh, was it?
Across
Okay.
Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland, flew to Dublin, hitchhiked around Europe for 4 months, crossed from Latvia into Russia, hitchhiked across Russia to Vladivostok on the east coast.